Let's get started. Thanks for joining, everyone. Before starting, if you have any questions, the easiest way is to use the Q&A feature at the bottom, because then I can keep track of the questions, and then we can take them at the end of the call. So really happy to have Nadav on. Right? I've met Nadav a few weeks ago, and I have personally learned a lot from him already. Nadav has founded multiple startups, including Prymatica and two AI SaaS platforms, Articly.ai, which is an AI SEO platform, and VoiceDrop.ai, where he offers ringless voice campaigns with AI voice cloning. Nadav is really skilled in starting and scaling SaaS and businesses in general. And today he will tell us a bit about his story and his insights on building products, marketing, hiring, and scaling SaaS businesses, especially in the AI wave. So really excited to have you here, and thanks for joining, Nadav.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thanks for having me. Honestly, I'm a bit rusty. The last time I went out of being on my computer for the whole day and to talk with people, it's been, I don't know, a very long time. So excuse me for that. I'm also a bit excited. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining. In this masterclass, I'm going to share a bit of my history, my experience in companies and SaaS products, and I'll give you my best do's and don'ts on how to create a successful SaaS business, and honestly also business in general, because the difference is not so big. SaaS is just adding a software. Now, before we start, it's very important for me to mention the experience I'm going to share with you cost me over $800,000 and 14 years of my life to get. So I want you to imagine you paid $10,000 for this masterclass, right? Because everything I'm going to tell you here, it's pure gold. Right? Everything I'm going to tell you here, it came from blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of pain over the last 14 years of my life. So really take it very seriously, and also feel free to ask questions as I'm going. Learning how to be an entrepreneur or starting a business, it's a journey. As far as I see it, more about understanding yourself, how you work, much more than understanding business. Once you understand how you work, once you understand what you're good at, what motivates you, what you're not good at, how to get yourself moving, that's how you can succeed in business. It doesn't work. You can take a very good businessman, but he doesn't know about himself. He'll just have some bad days. He will do stupid mistakes because he had a fight with his girlfriend. It's all about knowing yourself. All right. Now, I also want to talk a bit about AI before we start. The role of AI in business. AI isn't your advantage, right? AI is here, but it's not your advantage. Everyone has it, right? It's an accelerator. It's not a solution. It's not that you have AI and, all right, I have AI, now I can build a crazy bit. Whatever you can do with AI, everyone can do. Business, the fundamentals of business didn't change. Now, opportunities exist, and now is the time. But it's been the time also 10 years ago and 20 years ago. It's always the time now. And now you are in an amazing era that you have AI and you have all the knowledge in the world and you have AI that could build things for you. So it's an amazing accelerator, but it's not a solution. Don't think that because you have access to AI, you can now create a successful business. To create a successful business, you still need to know hiring, you need to know marketing, you need to know sales, you need to know how to build things, and you need to know how to manage. Without those skills, maybe you'll be able to create some kind of a side hustle, but you will not be able to create a successful business, no matter how amazing the AI you have access to. And success, it doesn't happen overnight. every millionaire got a trail of sweat, blood, and tears behind them. And if success comes without the right interpersonal foundation, you lose it just as fast. I know, and I know a lot of millionaires, and many people think, all right, so I need to be very skilled or very smart. Most of the millionaires I know are actually less smart than most of the sorry, most of the less smart people I know are millionaires. I know more millionaires that are not so smart compared to the geniuses. All right, that's the right way to put it. I know not very smart people and I know geniuses, and honestly, I know more millionaires that are not so smart. What do they have in common? They're extremely determined. They're not thinking too much, they're just doing, right? So this is how you're building a business. I'm going to dive into it a bit more now, but I'll tell you a bit about myself and my history. So my name is Nadav. I'm 29 years old. I'm originally from Israel. I've served for 3 years in the military. It made me become probably 10 years more mature than when I joined, than before I joined. It wasn't an easy experience, but it was definitely an important experience in my life. These days, I live in Colombia, and I wouldn't say I'm a digital nomad because I don't know when you're thinking about digital nomads, you think about someone that's traveling every other month to another location and with his laptop in front of the pool. I'm coming to one place and I'm staying there for at least a year. I don't like to move too much. I'm like a cat. It takes me around a week to get used to a place to be able to work efficiently. So yeah, I've been living here for the past 4 years. And speaking of that, if you're trying to build an online business, if you want to be a digital entrepreneur, living in a country where the country is actually cheaper than your home country, it's a huge advantage. Huge, huge, huge advantage. You're just leveraging your whole life, your whole actions. Every dollar you're making is worth less. You're less stressed about money. You can live in higher quality of life. So if you're capable to do that, I highly advise to consider moving to a cheap country, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, the Philippines, Indonesia. There are so many. And at least for the start, it will give you a huge boost. Um, I
Yes,
built, Mhm.
I have the same experience actually. I started my first business when I was 25, and the only reason I could do it was because I was living in Colombia too, because my cost of living was so low for the first 3 years of starting my first business that if I would have done that in my home country, I would have had to live in my mom's basement, right? Probably, yeah. When it's just such a better environment to start your first business. Yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah, you have better services. You can get everything to come to your house. You can have more time. I need to do a blood test. The nurse is coming to my house and I pay for that $5 more compared to spending, 2 hours of my time going to the place, waiting in line. It's just a whole different life experience. And by the way, you can do it in your home country too. It's probably gonna cost 10 to 20 times more because the cost of human labor is just higher, so much higher in Western countries.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I built multiple seven figure companies, and I'm going to tell you about them. And I had no one to teach me. My whole family, I don't have any entrepreneur in my family. My small and my extended family. I didn't even have any friend that's successful businessman. So I really had to grind my teeth and learn everything from scratch, including to my hubris of thinking that I always know everything. It made my journey even harder because at least in the first few years, I didn't listen to advices that I used to get. Um, I currently manage three companies, as Ben said. One is called VoiceDrop, the other is called Articly, and the third one is called Prymatica. And I'm going to share with you more about them soon. My personality is more of a generalist. There are people that are better in sales, some people are better in marketing. I like to do everything. And by doing everything, I know that eventually I want to do nothing. but I know how to put all of my effort in one place and to focus all of my weight into one problem and to solve it. I did pretty much any role so far. I had companies and businesses in so many industries. If it's email marketing, real estate, forex, crypto, algo trading, nutrition, dating, um, AI, SaaS. I even ran to the Israeli parliament and I tried to be a politician for, for a short while. My dream was to become the prime minister of Israel. After this experience, I decided that being a millionaire will probably give me more more effect. Um, but yeah, and one last thing before I start telling you about the companies is I want to talk about the power of mentors. Every huge leap in my life was when I had a mentor, when I had someone I worked with, someone I listened to, someone that was there to guide me and to make sure um, I'm on the right path. I cannot stress it enough. Always take a mentor. They can save you so much time, so much energy, so much money. The right advice, I look at a mentor as someone that's not two times better than me. It's someone that's at least 10 times better than me in a specific industry. And he doesn't solve my dilemmas, he makes them disappear. I'm saying, hey, I have a debate, a dilemma, I have option one and option two, and usually a mentor, a good mentor, will come and tell me, put this aside, what you need to do is this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. So it's extremely important. And yeah, it always helped me a lot.
How do
Now,
you find your mentors?
so it could be on an online community, or let's say like someone like you, which is anyone that's in this community, uh, you're their mentor. It could, if you want someone to work with one-on-one, you can just go to someone that you like. You can see someone's video, someone posts on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and just reach to him. Hey, I saw what you're doing. I'd love to learn more from you. Let me know if you could teach me. I will be happy to pay you for your time. Right? Don't be afraid to pay people for their time. Usually, these people would like money for their time, although they don't care about the money. They care about you. Um, they care about you actually listening to them. So they're everywhere. And honestly, whenever I wanted to work with someone, when I saw someone in some group or some community, I just told this person, hey, I want to work with you. How do we do that? And usually the really good guys told me, yeah, I don't do that. Okay, yeah, but it's not a question. I want to work with you. Tell me, tell me what I need to do. And and many times the payment is just your energy, right? Someone that's just very good at what he's doing, if he sees in you a younger version of himself, full of determination, full of energy, he would want to work with you. And that's the best payment. But the most important part, if you work with someone, listen to what they say, don't argue. If you decided to take someone as your mentor, don't, say, all right, I listen to everything this person is saying, even if it doesn't make sense to me. It may not make sense to me, but he knows much more than I do. Um, so I better listen, and usually it will give you a better result, a good result. I can tell you that when I was in a pretty low place, I would say, and I didn't have almost any money left. It was after one of my companies crashed. I started working with some guy, and one time he told me, go to this company and ask them $100,000 for this project. And I've never asked anything close to that. And these guys were already my clients. How will I ask something like that? And he told me, yeah, do that. Just do that. And really, for 3 days, I was sweating. I didn't want to do that. But then eventually I remembered, okay, I'm working with this guy. Whatever he got his reasons. Whatever he's doing, I'm gonna do. And even if I'm going to fail, at least I did that. And I went ahead. I asked $100,000. I didn't get it, but I felt so good after doing that, and I did close with them $30,000 deal afterwards because they're like, okay, this is the scale this person is thinking in. That's fine. I just put very high anchor. So yeah, you don't always understand why your mentor will say what he's saying, but listen to him. I'll tell you a bit about my companies and the lessons I've learned. My first company I started when I was 21. It was called HomeDiet. I had this amazing idea to create a platform that connects nutritionists and their clients. Why? Because I don't know, I went to the gym one day. I wanted to work with a nutritionist. I couldn't find one online. That's it. I have my $1 million idea. I'm just going to go 100 kilometers an hour to this direction. I'm not going to listen to anyone, and I'm going to spend 1.5 years of my life on this idea. So that's what I did. And I didn't really understand the industry. I had an estimation that it will work. Very soon, a very good friend of mine wanted to join to be my partner. And I told him, all right, yeah, you can join, but our split is not going to be 50-50. Why? Because I came with the idea. Well, like it has some value. But back then I thought it got a value. And yeah, we did a split, but it wasn't equal split. And that was probably my first mistake. My second mistake was that I didn't understand the industry. I didn't understand how, like, I wasn't a nutritionist. I wasn't a gym coach. I just had this idea out of nowhere and I thought it will work. I didn't do any market validation. I just decided to start building that. I built it based on belief, not based on demand and actual demand. Um, I learned during these 1.5 years how to develop a product from nothing. I wasn't a developer. I'm still not a developer. And I took some Indian development company, asked them to build it for me, gave them tasks, and I kind of started understanding this world that way. And I overbuilt features no one asked for. I didn't launch, I didn't have any clients, and I just built more and more and more. Everything that I just saw the other day, some documents I wrote back then, and I saw that I wrote create an algorithm that sees how many meetings each nutritionist had and what's his conversion rate. And I don't have nutritionists in the platform. What am I even tracking? And I had so many ideas and I was building more and more, and it was so hard. I was working 18 hours a day every day, no weekends, no dates with girls, no meetings with my family, just working. And I spent all my savings on that, and after 1.5 years of building, I just hated it. I was ready to launch. I launched it. I had 4 clients. I made $70 maybe, and I just hated this product. And then someone even offered to invest in this, and I told him, I don't feel comfortable taking your money because I don't think I'm going to move forward with that. And I just closed it because it was just so hard. It was, and and eventually when I launched it, I just saw that no one really needs this product. 90% of what I built, no one is going to ever use. So that was my first and hardest lesson in the tech world. And I learned never build anything without market validation, never build anything without getting clients. And don't overbuild. Don't build things that no one asked for. Don't build things before you got money. Make sure you have a validation that it works. That's
100% agree. And I've had the same experience in my first startup. It's a hard thing when you just get started, I think, because you sort of have this dream in your head of building a successful company, and you have all these ideas in your head and how to make it perfect. But that just results in you building and building without actually trying it with customers. And that's really where you're going to learn, right? And most successful businesses actually end up with a completely different product than they eventually or at first intended to make. So having that MVP, minimum viable product approach in mind is key also in my experience. And it's still hard, even if you've learned the lessons. It's still hard to have that approach in mind, but it really is, and it's sort of counterintuitive, especially when you start your first business, right? But yeah, 100% agree.
mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's so hard because your business is your baby. It's like your kid.
Exactly.
You don't want to give up on anything. You don't want to compromise with your kid, but it's not your kid. It's a business, and there are a million others, and someone can destroy it, and you can ruin it, and you can buy a business. We cannot buy kids, not anymore, at least.
Yes.
So yeah, that's not your baby. That's not your kid. It's just a business, and you should treat it as such. Um, Once it makes $1 million a month, maybe then you can start treating it as a kid. But even then, you need to treat it as just a business.
Yeah.
Then yeah, and afterwards, I had a few years. I thought I tried doing many things to sharpen my skills. First, I wanted to work in a company. I thought, all right, I started a startup company. Now I'll be hired easily. Everyone would want someone like me. No one wanted someone like me. I didn't get any interview when I said I was an entrepreneur or I had a startup. Like I understand, from the employer mindset, he didn't want me. He wants someone that knows how to be a good employee, not a good entrepreneur. I'm not a good employee. So yeah, it was very hard to find a job. So I decided to work in sales. It's very good to know sales. Every interaction you have in life is a sale. When you have an argument with your girlfriend, when you're trying to convince your kid to do something, right now when I'm talking with you, I'm trying to sell you my ideas. Every interaction is sales, so you need to be good in sales. That's one of the most important skills in life. So yeah, I worked in sales for a bit. I did some politics for a bit, and then after I had enough of that, I started my second serious company, and the name was Prymatica. In there, I took a lot of my lessons from my first company. First of all, no more B2C. My first company was targeted, it was B2B to C, but clients were also my clients. And I didn't want to deal with that because it's just so much harder. So I opened a company that's a B2B company. Second, monthly retainer, right? That's another lesson I had from my first company. Work with things that give you monthly retainer or at least high ticket. So I had also high ticket sales in my second company were around $2,000 a month. Um, Third one, market validation. What was my second company about? We started by thinking about creating an automation building service. So we go to companies and we build automations to them, and we take some retainer to maintain them. Now, in order to market ourselves, we built an cold email marketing method to reach the people. The first person we reached to, and we told him what we're selling, he told us, "Hey, I don't want any of this bullshit. I want the system that you use to reach to me." And we told him, "All right, will you be willing to pay $1,500 a month for that?" He said, "Yes." Okay. Uh, Here is a link of payment, and he paid. All right, now we have a new product. So we just started building that. Now, back then it was 2020. You didn't have instantly. You didn't have all these solutions you have today. We were building everything from zero. We were setting up AWS virtual machines, putting Python script that mimics a human being and writes the email letter by letter. It was extremely inefficient, but it kind of worked. Um, and it was so revolutionary for its time that we scaled extremely fast. We doubled our MRR almost every month for almost a year. Um, and we didn't know how to manage that. We were not ready. Remember what I told you in the beginning? If you're not ready for success, you're not gonna get it. We were not ready, not me and not my partner. We were hiring employees and throwing them at problems, hoping it will solve them. It didn't solve them. It will just put it out of our sight. We were we were getting we were getting a lot of complaints from clients. Things didn't work too well all the time, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't focus. I didn't focus, and that's maybe one of my largest takebacks, I didn't focus on myself. I focused on the company. The company is number one. I barely took any income for myself. Every time we had more money, and we had a lot of money, I just invested it more in the company. I brought more people. I brought more systems. I gave more bonuses to employees. I didn't give myself a bonus, not even once. But all of my team, they always were getting bonuses. And um, and after around a year, we we just we took a risk that was too big. We put all our eggs in one basket. And that was when we tried to create a SaaS platform out of our solution, but we had no idea how to do that. We took a small investment. We built everything based on one provider. And 2 weeks before launching it, this one provider told us, hey, yeah, I'm not going to work with you. I decided not and not to do that. And we were like, hey, we already invested over 1,000 development hours in building it. We're going to launch in 2 weeks. Yeah, all right, that's your problem. I'm not working with you guys. And that's it. That's when we crushed. We kept the company running for 3 more months, but that's it. We fired all the employees, all the clients. We took some personal loans just to pay the employees to make sure no one is getting out of it without his payment. We asked the clients to just issue a dispute in Stripe and we will approve that because we just didn't have the money to pay them back. And that's how it ended. Now, it was so revolutionary. If you guys know Instantly, Instantly's CEO, he was in a sales call with us back then before he created Instantly. And he told us himself that this gave him the idea to create Instantly.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was really revolutionary. Back then, there were almost no companies and definitely no solutions to do cold emails in scale. Now, cold emailing, today we revived the company. We are still doing that. And we just created a whole different model. Now, before I tell you about the model that we're doing today that works very well for us, I'll tell you a few more of our problems. First of all, we had a crazy, unrealistic guarantee for clients. Our guarantee was that we give them, they get results, 50 leads a month, if I'm not mistaken. And if we don't reach this amount, we're just going to continue for free until they do. Now, you cannot make this kind of guarantees. You don't know who your clients are. And we just start carrying bodies of clients that are corpses. We cannot generate the results, but we made our guarantee. And then after 4 months, we just have to refund them their money just to get rid of them. So that was really, really, really bad. This was one huge problem. And the second huge problem was that we were just bloated. Too many expenses. I didn't think about money. I didn't think about being conservative. I didn't understand the value of being conservative with our income. But it's extremely important because when you have money in your bank account, you're just more flexible. You can take more risks. You're not living from today to tomorrow. Now, cold emailing, that's probably the best method to start a business. It's cheap, it's scalable, you can reach a lot of industries very easily. You get immediate feedback. You don't need to pay companies like Google and Facebook and compete with other people. Whoever is beating them the most is winning. That's a win-lose for you. You want to be in a game where you don't have too many sharks, and cold emailing is really good. We always do it when we launch a new product. What we do today with Prymatica is that we completely changed their model. We revived the company about 2 years ago. We still do the agency model, but we select our clients very carefully. We ask for a quarterly commitment, and we are not working with everyone. Whoever we work with, we make it clear you may not get good results. We cannot guarantee anything. We're gonna do our best, and we're the best in the industry. And and we need you to commit to us for at least 3 months if you want the full service, because it sometimes takes time, right? And having people that after 1 month telling us, hey, yeah, it's not doing well, we just don't want it in our life. It doesn't. Sometimes it works good after 1 month. Sometimes it doesn't. And you need the client to be aware of that. We have 2 more models where we just create the whole infrastructure for clients for free, and our profit is from Google. So by creating by reselling the the G Suite admins. Now it's not a lot of money, but we don't really have a lot to do there. So as long as it's passive, it's worth it. And together with that, we also give consultation. And we have another model where we do exactly this, but we also do the copywriting and the data generation. But again, we don't have any responsibility over the campaign. So this model has been working very good for us for the past 2 years. And back then, when we had the first version of the company, we had over 35 employees in the team. Today, we have 4, and we are serving 3 times the clients than we had back then. Now, yeah, we have AI and we have systems and we are smarter, but it's also a lot about the model, right? So picking the right business model is extremely important, something that's healthy for you.
What allowed you to have that many or so many less employees? Is it systemizing the processes, automating?
So I would say before systemizing and automating, it will be the right business model. So for example, most of our clients they need only the setup and copywriting and data generation. So during the setup, we have 2 guys handling that. They're both working on an hourly basis, and that's all we need, right? And we are oversighting it from above. We're giving some mentoring with that. That's fine. Me and my partner, we are happy to do that ourselves. Copywriting, we only need 1 person. We don't need someone to constantly be in communication with the client and check and give him feedback. And if we need, we actually have 3 copywriters, but they're all on project based. So I don't need, and we only have 1 that's working with us kind of constantly. I don't need to have people on the payroll on a full time. And for the agency model, I have 1 person that's handling this together with me and my partner, where we give the full service. But because we are very selective of our clients and we don't onboard as many as before, we are setting up a client. We invest a lot of time, energy, and effort making sure it's working well. And then once it does, there is not so much work to do. It's mainly maintaining, and we can have 1 person doing it. So it's a lot about the business model, and of course, AI, systemizing. Yeah, probably 4 years ago, we would have needed at least twice the staff than what we have right now, or even 3 times. But it's still not 7 times as we used to have.
Yes, it's a good point. I think especially for the agency service, also in the automation industry, when you just get started, it's usually hard to say no and to qualify people that actually want to work with you. But eventually, when you scale, you really have to do that, right? To be able to scale, and because also qualification in the sense that you only work with a certain type of clients in a certain niche or certain type of industries, because it becomes easier to systemize your processes. You can deliver results for them, and therefore you can scale your system. But at the beginning, it's sometimes hard when you don't have a lot of clients yet to say no to clients, right? Or to have
Yeah.
maybe offers that require a bit more commitment on the side of the client, meaning you'll get lower conversion rates, right? But it is necessary at a certain moment in the agency business, I think.
Yeah, 100% agree on that. It's okay in the beginning to take clients that you're not sure about, but you need to be with your hand on your pulse and to make sure that you're not taking too many commitments you're unable to fulfill. So in the beginning, any money is good. But as you grow, you need to be very, very laser focused on who is your niche, who is your target, who can you give the best solutions to. And if someone is offering you money, but you cannot give them good service, it will just be a drawback. It will just be this company that every time they reach to you, you'll be like, These guys again. I just don't want to talk with them. How can I get rid of them? And you don't need to be in a place where you want to get rid of your clients. You want to be in a place where you're happy to serve your clients. So that only happens when you take the right type of clients.
Yeah.
Now, after this experience, I started a real estate company. I kind of joined to my friend here in Colombia. He was doing something called wholesale in Florida. Wholesale in real estate, to whoever of you guys that don't know, I didn't know that, is basically you come to someone that's willing to sell his house. You're getting to sign a contract to sell a house. You tell him I'll pay you in 30 days, and then you have 30 days to find someone that will buy the house from you for a higher price. You profit from the margin. That's wholesaling. Now it's mainly marketing and sales. You don't really do construction or anything like that. Investors, the ones that are buying the property, they like working with you because you get them good deals. And the sellers, you're usually getting off-market deals. Usually it's really broken houses that needs to be renovated. So no realtor is going to work with these guys. So it's pretty interesting model. These days it's very bloated. There are so many people doing that, but it got a lot of money. So doing that, it was the first time I saw real money. If in Prymatica, my previous company, my largest deals were $2,000 a month. One time we had a client paying us $9,000, and after that, after a few months, we had to refund them about half of that, for the same reason. With the real estate company, we were doing deals anywhere between $5,000 to $45,000 per deal. So it was very refreshing to see deals like that, and also to not interact with clients after selling the property. Once you finish with the deal, you're out. The investor and the seller, they can do whatever they want. The investor, he needs to renovate it. The seller can go and find another place, but you don't need to do anything. You got your commission and you're out. And that was such a relief after my previous company. But it also had its problem, and I'll tell you what it was in a bit. My main problem in these companies was that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the money, but I didn't enjoy what I was doing. You see the rate I'm talking with you. I'm a very fast-paced person, and real estate is slow. It's a slow industry. You don't get the money now. You close the deal. There is a problem. You ask for extension. You have 2 months, 3 months. Now my expenses are today. I spend on marketing $10,000, $20,000 a month, and my expenses are now. But the money was usually coming anywhere between 3 to 5 months after closing the deal. The worst one was when we had a $47,000 commission, and one day before the closing date, the owner of the house just passed away. He was old, and now it goes to something called probate. We need to meet a lawyer to get a lawyer to transfer the ownership to his wife, and it took 8 months to get this money. We got the money after we closed the company. It was that long. So yeah, that's what I told you, understand who you are, because this was just not for me. But I really tried to force myself to stay. I said, right, Nadav, you're always giving up. Whenever it's hard, you're letting things go. This time, stay. And I was hating myself. I was hating what I was doing. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I was doing what I had to do. I didn't initiate anything new at this point. And after 1.5 years, we ended up just closing the company because, yeah, it was too much. But I really tried to push myself, and I saw, okay, that's also not working. That's not the right model for Nadav. And don't do things you don't enjoy. Make sure to enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't enjoy now, you won't enjoy later. It's not gonna change. And yeah, so we closed the company this time without debt, without any losses. Just yeah, we understood. Okay, it's not scaling. Now the problem I told you about with the model that we had there was that, yeah, we did get good commissions, but it was only one-time commission. After closing the deal, we didn't get anything from the client, and there was no retainer, there was no monthly fee. We just it just disappeared. And when we closed the company, we had nothing left, only whatever we made during the time of the company. So that was also a lesson for me. And again, that's not a hard lesson and it's not for everyone. And you can make one-time deals, but always think about retainer. When you have retainer, it gives you flexibility. Sometimes you'll have hard months. You'll start getting a team. You'll start having people working with you, developers, marketing people. You'll have ongoing expenses, but not every month is going to be a good month. But you do need money every month. So having a retainer, having a model with clients that is giving you a monthly income, even if it's small, it's just a huge relief. In that company, it happened more than once that me and my partner had to put our own money in the company just to keep it running. And yeah, after 2 months, we got our money back and we pulled some new profits. But it's not a healthy dynamic because I always think about it, it's like giving a developer, like you don't want to put blocks on yourself, on your mind. It's like giving a developer to do a QA to himself. If your developer needs to QA himself, he will never have crazy initiatives. Because if he knows, all right, yeah, I have this crazy idea, but I'll need to test it, better not even start. Like I don't want to do that. But if he knows, okay, I can build it, I can make some mess, and someone is going to test it for me and tell me what I did wrong, that's better, right? And it's just like giving your sales guy doing customer support. He knows that if he's going to do the sale, he'll need to give support. He may have some internal blocks. All right, I don't want to guarantee that. I don't want to offer that. I don't want to oversell because then all the complaints are going to come to me. No, you want your salesperson to sell. And exactly like this, you want on yourself, you don't want any limits on your mind. So if you if you're I actually forgot where I started.
With the
What was
recurring, right?
yeah. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you don't have any mental blocks. Um, you don't want to have any mental blocks on yourself. So healthy models, again, with everyone, with your employees, with your clients, with yourself, with your business. Always think about yourself because your business is you. Without you, there is no business. At least not until you have 200 employees, or if you're extremely good at delegating. But really, in the first 1 or 2 years, you're your business. So take good care of you. After closing this company, I started my first SaaS company, and I really took all of the lessons I had. And every time I had a new company, a new business, I just tried to implement everything. And I did another more and more iterations. This time, I understood, all right, I need retainer. I need market validation. I need to do something I like. It needs to be technological. I love the AI space. I need to do something that excites me. Um, I heard from a friend that he built some kind of an AI tool that publishes articles. He did it for a company he's working with, and he just built as part of an SEO method, but not something proprietary or anything. But it was just a script, and I thought, hey, that sounds like an interesting idea. We can turn it into a product. And it was early 2023. Yeah, it's not. It was 2 years ago. Back then, there are almost no AI products available. So he told me, all right, prove it. He told him, give me a week. And I knew, all right, I'm not going to build anything. I told him, all I need from you, let's build a landing page. That's all I want. You don't have a product, don't have an interface, nothing, just a landing page. And we built a landing page. In this landing page, we said Articly, article creation platform, closed beta, apply here to get access to the closed beta. And you have an application form. Now, again, we didn't have anything. That was the only thing we had. I did a lot of thought process with myself. Who is my ideal client here? Who will purchase this product? How do I get people to sign up to the closed beta? And eventually I understood that my best target audience here will be content writers. Back then, There was no other solution. No one knew ChatGPT. I think it was before ChatGPT even was out. It was only GPT-3 with this interface. And yeah, so we understood, all right, this is the best target audience. How do we find them? And understood that the best way to find them, where they all are, they are always looking for a job. So I did something that's a bit gray hat, I would say, or more morally questionable. But I started posting huge amount of job posts in platforms saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a content writer that will write 50 articles a week for my company Prymatica, and you must use an AI tool such as Articly or any other tool with the next features." And I'm listing all of our features. Now, anyone that saw that went to Google and searched what is Articly. Uh,
That's
and
genius.
yeah, and they thought it's their idea. They didn't think it was my idea. They're like, oh, let's see what is this. Oh, that interesting. Closed beta. Okay, I'll sign up. And we started getting, I don't know, in a few days we got over 100 signups to the closed beta. So I told my friend, all right, that's the time to build an interface. Let's build something. We spent one weekend to build the minimum viable product. Really, I cannot stretch it enough. It was so minimal. It had like 3 buttons. Write your head like the headline of your article, put a few keywords you want the article to have, and the amount of words you want it to have. Publish. That's it. And then it will just publish in the interface, and you can look at your article, and you also get the HTML, so you can publish it in your website in a copy paste. Now, once we had this ready, we send an email to everyone that signed up. Hey guys, this is ready. You got approved to the closed beta. Here is the payment link. After you pay that, you get access. Now we created 2 Stripe links. We told them, hey, we also said in the email, these are special links for the beta period. It won't be available after. For X amount, you get 20 articles a month. For that amount, you get unlimited articles a month. Like the first package was there to sell the second one. And we started getting payments. We got 6 payments in the first hour, which was crazy. Hey, like, okay. So we started creating their accounts and we gave them access, and it crashed in the first 10 seconds. But everyone were so patient. They're telling us, oh yeah, no, it's all good. Please let me know once it's back online. I know it's a closed beta. That's a great product. The expectation was there. No one expected, some Facebook interface.
That's the framework I heard, because the MVP, you have to be sort of uncomfortable with the MVP. If you're not uncomfortable, it's probably not an MVP, right? Because most people hear the word MVP, right, minimum viable product, but for most people, they still try to create a too perfect MVP, right? A good framework to have is like, it has to be a little bit uncomfortable when you're starting.
Yeah, for sure. Because you have your whole gigantic idea in your mind with all the features, and you already planned it 3 years in advance, but that's not the MVP.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to go back to Prymatica. Something important that I learned back then was the importance of delivery. In the beginning, in our early days, our clients really liked our product. They called him a marketing product, and our customer support was shit. We didn't have any interface. Everything was a mess, but we generated results. So people kept paying. Towards the end of the life of this company, we didn't generate results as much anymore, or almost any, because we were sending so many emails. It just wasn't scalable. We had so many account managers and copywriters and team members to handle every client, and we had dashboards. But the core product was not there. We were not generating results, and people were just not paying. And I learned people will pay you no matter how shitty your service is, as long as you're giving him the core requirement, what he's paying for. So if you're able to deliver that, everything else, it's not that important. You just need to be able to deliver the one thing the person the client is paying for. And if you're able to deliver that, he will keep paying you. He will complain, but he will pay you. If you're unable to deliver, he will complain and he will not pay you. So yeah, with Articly, we started running it. We fixed the issues. We got more clients. Within the first week, we already had over 20 clients. Within the first 2 months, we had over 500 clients using that exact strategy. At this point, we already built automations. We built automations to do the posting for us. We improved the system, of course, and everything started working much better. But we also knew this model won't last forever. This is the simplest platform you can build with AI. And we knew that within a year, we'll have 1,000 competitors. Back then, we had 3, but we knew it's not going to last. So we looked at it as kind of a nice side project. And it was very good experience. And yeah, it worked well. Until today, I still have clients in Articly, even though I didn't touch this product for over 1.5 years. I even tried to use it myself about half a year ago, and I couldn't. I hated it. It was so annoying. Like the interface was just so bad for me for today's standards. But back then, it was so revolutionary that people were willing to pay for that. So, and I know if I would still keep investing on it today, it would have been a good product, but I didn't. And now we reached VoiceDrop, probably my most interesting company so far, the most successful one, the healthiest one. VoiceDrop came once again from something small that I heard. Ideas I have unlimited amount of ideas. It's all about execution. We'll talk about it in a bit. And my friend came to me and told me and just showed me, hey, look, listen to this. And he showed me speaking, saying things I never did. I told him, what's that? He told me, that's some new AI voice cloning tool I found. And I told him, do they have an API? He told me, yes. And I was thinking, I know exactly where to put it. When I was doing real estate, one of the marketing methods we were using was something called ringless voicemails. What is a ringless voicemail? That's basically sending people messages, audio messages to their voicemail directly without calling. So you can send 10,000 of these in 1 hour, 100,000, because you're not actually calling. It's a platform doing that. It's extremely complex technology. I didn't know how complex, but I knew it can be done. So I had an idea to just build this ringless voicemail tool with AI, because all of them were just, you upload your MP3 file, and then you just send it to your list. And it just, it doesn't fit today's standards. You can do better. So that was the idea. So I went to actually, it was the largest real estate CRM in the US that I used to be their client when I was doing real estate. And I had the number of the CEO. I sent her a message. Hey, how are you doing? I present myself because she had no idea who I am. And I told her, I have this tool. It's called VoiceDrop. It can do this and that. And it's already built. It's already ready. And I told her, it's built. It's ready. Here is an example. I sent her an example of her own voice that I took from some YouTube video of her speaking, and I manually cloned it and created something. Told her, how about I implement it in your platform? And she said, that looks really interesting. I would love that. Let's have a meeting, me, you, and the owner. So we had a meeting. They paid us for the integration, and we agreed that within 1.5 months we will finish implementing it in the platform. And that's the best proof of concept you can have, getting paid by clients. Because what would have happened if we couldn't deliver in 1.5 months? We can just return the money, right?
Exactly. It's what I heard recently, which is especially in the AI wave, where it becomes easier and easier for people to build products. Having an audience first and clients first is key. right? And product secondary is a thing, and I think it's only going to shift more and more towards that, right? It's having distribution first, and then building products. Because first of all, you know your audience, you know what they want, and then you can build it. And if you can get the upfront money, you can actually use it to build it. Which, yeah.
Yeah, and you're not taking such a big of a risk anymore because you got paid. You have market validation, the most important part with any business.
Exactly. And I hear this a lot also from people doing automation services or starting with these automation services. A lot of these things that the clients want them to implement are things that they haven't implemented yet or haven't built yet, right? And the first reaction is like, oh no, I can't do that yet, or I'm scared. And I had the same when I started with this, but I always had the same approach too. It's like, yes, I just told them, yes, I can do it. Here you can pay me. And then I always had in the back of my head, it's like, I either figure it out or I wire them their money back. And worst case scenario, I wire them their money back and I've gained a lot of experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's sort of the approach you need to have. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's so much easier when you get the market validation. So we started, unlike previous products, without even having any interface, without even a website. We had nothing, just a domain, but we built it custom to this CRM, and it gave us tons of knowledge and help and validation and feedback. We just got 5,000 clients. Now, not all of the 5,000 used it, and but we had hundreds of people just reaching to us, trying to use it. We were working with their team, so it was a huge boost. And also, this was the first time I worked with a large company, with CRM. I worked with someone that got many clients himself, and it's very nice because you just get an immediate boost of clients and feedback. Now, again, because it was very revolutionary in AI, people didn't expect it to be amazing. They expected it to work, and they were okay with the bugs and issues. And again, that's very important to put this in place. I'm not providing something perfect, but I'm here to fix any issue. I'm always taking the Microsoft method: build it, ship it, fix it. Yeah, they haven't launched any Windows in the last 20 years that didn't have huge amount of bugs, but they always just fix it on the way. So yeah, that was my way to create a very strong foundation for VoiceDrop. Now, of course, from day one, after we finished implementing it for them, we kept supporting them and building features for them, but we also worked very hard on building our own platform because we knew the potential here. And from the very first day, I was extremely conservative with money. I was trying to get any money I can and keep it. I brought only the team members I had to. Whoever I could put on an hourly rate basis, I would put on an hourly basis. Because when you put someone on the payroll, you need to continuously justify his existence. And if you don't have enough work for him, it makes your relationship with this employee not the best. Because you feel he's not doing enough, he feels you're not happy with his product, and it's just the wrong model. If you don't have enough job to give someone, don't put him on the payroll. Just work with him project-based, hourly-based, until you have enough volume to give this person. Yeah, I made sure to take salary for myself. I really prioritize my own financial security this time. We have money. Okay, first of all, I'm thinking to myself, do I have more left? Okay, now we can reinvest it in the company. But not the other way around, because when it's the other way around, at some point, you just crash, or sometimes you just close the company and you have nothing left in your hands. I had contingency plans. I never relied on a single large client. I never relied on a single provider. Just like Prymatica, when we had this large provider that told us, fuck off, and our company was ruined. I made sure not to repeat that. We have at least two of any provider we work with. Even the payment processor, we're launching very soon on Shopify just to have an alternative payment method. So if Stripe one day decides to close our account, and it happened to me in the past, it doesn't close the company. I focused a lot on sustainable growth. I was very conservative with building the team. And right now, VoiceDrop, we have clients paying us anywhere between $100 a month to $30,000 a month, and even some clients paying as high as $70,000 a month. Now, this is because I had very, very, very accurate product market fit here. All right. I had the right product to the right industry because I know this industry. All right. I am from this industry. I didn't just make up this industry. I know this industry very well. I made sure I have market validation. Almost 90% of our features in the first half a year or 1 year of this company were from clients' feedback. Whatever clients ask us to build, we build. That because if one person is asking me, maybe it's only him. If two people are asking me, okay, that's something we're gonna need. Now I can talk a lot about the business model of VoiceDrop, but these are the important parts. Now, as a side note, for whoever wants to build, let's say, a lead gen agency, VoiceDrop, or in general, the ringless voicemail technology is an amazing tool that almost no one knows. Basically, what it does, it generates callbacks. You send a lot of ringless voicemails to people, you start getting callbacks, and then you just need to answer them. Now, if you don't want to answer them, something that we implemented in VoiceDrop, and if we have time at the end, maybe I'll also show you how it looks like, is an AI agent that can take these calls for you, qualify your leads, and then put it in some CSV or send you a notification or schedule meetings for you. So this is a really revolutionary tool. I think about 40% of our clients are agency owners that are just using it to give services to their clients. Yeah, it's really, really cool technology that I personally love.
Yes. It's an automated system to get qualified leads. Yes.
Yeah, and
without putting any work in. Yes.
Yeah, companies spend so much money on running call centers with so many people that are just waiting on the line, and 98% of these calls they don't lead to anywhere. So you're coming and you're telling, hey, I can generate callbacks. People will call you back after they heard your pitch, so they're probably interested. 1 out of 10 will call back to scream at you for calling him, but the other 9, they'll call you to say, yeah, I'm interested, or yeah, tell me more. And then you have 100, like much higher efficiency. Now, yeah, you can take it to the next step, combine it with an AI agent that will take these calls and qualify them even further. That's crazy technology. We are using both these and the cold emails to market ourselves. And as you can see, I'm a very big fan of guerrilla marketing. Marketing in blue oceans, not red oceans. Facebook ads, it's a red ocean. Google PPC, it's a red ocean. All of these paid ads, it's a red ocean. It's very expensive. It's not scalable. If you double your budget, you won't get double the results. And I always look for things that are scalable. And these methods, they are scalable. Now, after telling you longly about my experience, let's talk a bit about how to build a successful SaaS business. If you didn't get it so far, because I already told you how to build a successful SaaS business. But I'll just summarize the points. First, ideas are worthless. Worthless. Your ideas mean nothing. They're not worth a 100th of a percentage more than your partner if you came up with the idea, because execution is everything. If you have an amazing idea, but you're unable to turn it into a product, so what? What will you do with it? Will you sell it? No one is buying ideas. No one. If you have an idea for a good book, that doesn't. You need to write the book. If you don't write the book, no one is gonna buy your idea. So, remember that execution is everything. Be executioners. Don't just visionaries. Visionary is important, but if you're only a visionary and you cannot execute your ideas, you won't be able to scale. You won't be able to uh, to 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 create a good business. Start with a POC, proof of concept, something very minimal. Proof of concept, that's a step before the MVP. Like with Articly, get people to sign up to your landing page. Get people to tell you, yes, I'm interested. Get people to pay you any payment. Take $1 every time. I'm a dangerous person, and my friends know that. Whenever I have a new idea, I'm always calling all of my close circle. Hey man, listen, I have this crazy new product. It's doing this and that. Are you in? I'm taking $50, $100, $200 from my family, from my friends, from anyone I know. I make sure, and I know I'll give them good delivery. And if they couldn't want it, I'll give them their money back. But first of all, I'm trying to sell it. And I'm trying to sell it to my close circle. These are people that love me, that trust me. They know I can deliver. I had people in the past from communities I'm in that bought my products and tell me, "Hey, Nadav, I don't care about the product. I just said Nadav is now promoting something, I'm buying it. Just as a way to give back for the value you gave me all these years." So you have people around you that appreciate you. Try to sell to them. That's not something bad. It's not bad to sell to your friends. Um, it will just give you very good validation. Now, another important point. Everything is urgent. Everything. Don't waste time. You don't have time to waste, especially in today's world. If I have now an idea for an AGI, artificial general intelligence, the intelligence that will be able to trade in stock market, and I know exactly how to build it, and it will be the most amazing thing in the world, but I can have it ready in 10 years, it's worthless. No one is going to invest in me. No one is going to let me build it. Until I'll have it ready, there will be 100 others. But if I can build something that's 10% of these capabilities and it can be ready in 1 month, now we're talking about $1 billion company. Rush everything. Everything is urgent. You don't have time to waste. If you think that, all right, now I'm going to raise money and I'm going to bring developers on board and I'm going to spend the next 1 or 2 years building my product, you're going to lose. You lost before you started. In 2 years, who knows what's going to happen in the market? This is the most fragile market we've ever had as humankind. And new businesses, new markets, new ideas, new companies are popping up every single day. It becomes easier and easier to build new things. Don't waste time. You have an idea, get money, get to action. Don't wait. Get feedback from your clients. You charge money from your clients, people paid you, listen to them. They're paying you. Don't listen to people that don't pay you money. Don't listen to guarantees. Oh, I'll pay you only if you'll get this. Okay, so I don't care about you. I care about him. He already paid me. Listen to people who paid you. I always have people in all my companies that tell me, once you have this, I'll pay you. You know how many people, what the percent of these people are actually paying? Zero. They never pay. Once you tell them, hey, I have this ready, do you want to onboard? Ah, no, I found another solution. Ah, no, okay, let me consult with my part. They're not gonna pay you. The people who pay you, these are your clients. These are the people you need to listen to. So listen to them. And again, don't be afraid to charge money. It's so important. Don't be a perfectionist. As I said, speed is everything. Don't be a perfectionist. That's your biggest enemy. Shortest route possible. Cut corners. Just have it ready. I actually had my developer build a mockup to our conversational agent, the one that takes the calls for this masterclass. I wanted to show you how it looks like. Now he told me, Nadav, it's not ready. It's not ready yet. And I told him, I don't care. Give me an interface. Give me a list of numbers to connect. Don't connect it to anything. Just give me the drop down. I want it to look good, and I want to show how it looks like, so I can present that. It's okay because I'm giving a presentation. It's there. I don't know if it's true, but there is a story that Steve Jobs had 5 different iPhones in his first demo because they just didn't have it built yet. So he had one that's doing one action, another that's doing another action, and he kept switching them. That's fine. The most important part here, shortest route possible. It's okay to cut corners, just build it. Now, another thing, understand your industry. Don't build things for industries you don't understand, because you have people, your competitors, who does understand your industry, and they will beat you. You need to work in places that you have an advantage. And when you have the reason VoiceDrop worked so well from day one is that I knew the industry, I knew the value, I knew the tech, I knew everything. So every single feature, I didn't build one redundant feature so far. Every feature I built, every client I onboarded, every pitch I did was dead accurate because I know my industry. I worked in this industry. My first startup, nutrition. What's to me nutrition? Nothing. I hate nutrition. I hate the people that count their calories, and I don't even like that. So why would I build a startup for this? And then I was working with nutritionists. They're all old grandmas that doesn't know how to sell themselves, and I had to explain to them, to get on calls with them, to explain to them how to work with my platform. If you're asking why I hated it, because I had to do so many things outside of my scope of knowledge, outside of my scope of comfort, outside of my scope of understanding, that it was just a continuous nightmare. So understand your industry. Now, another point, every dollar counts. Get money. Again, get money and save it. Don't be wasteful. Put money in your account, put money in the company's account, but make sure you have money. It's very easy to think, all right, yeah, like I want to grow a huge company, a huge enterprise. I'm just an employee of my own company. But no, you are your company, and every dollar counts. And when you're making good money, by the way, you're more efficient. You feel good about yourself. You want to feel good, because when you're feeling good, you're more creative, you're more efficient, you're more motivated. So make sure you get good money. Make sure you take your fair share, and that you're able to also bring a better team members on board. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, that's also fine, but get a partner who does. You don't need to do everything yourself. Make sure you have a partner that completes you. In almost all of my businesses, I always had a partner who completed me. My partner at VoiceDrop, he left a few months ago, and we're still in good terms, and we're still partners in other businesses. But um, VoiceDrop already is in a place where I can manage it all by myself, and it's built in a way, and I have team members that are covering me, so that's fine. But in the beginning, when you don't have money, it's important to get a partner that will complete you and will be able to do things you're not very good at. If you don't know, you don't understand development, and it's a tech product, bring someone who does. And it can be an employee if you have money, but if you don't, bring a partner. And know your role. Yeah, understand what you're good at. Last thing, I lied. There is no secret. There is no secret to build a SaaS product. This is not how to build a SaaS. It's how to build a business. You want to build a SaaS? Add a software. It's exactly the same thing. You want to build an AI SaaS? Build a business that's got a software that's based on AI. The ground rules are the same. Exactly the same. Yeah, that's really that's really and yeah. And
Really,
sorry, yeah, one last point. Take a mentor. Really work with someone. Make sure there is someone that's 10 times better at at what you're doing, and have him consult you. Meet him once a month, once a week, whatever. But have someone hear what you're doing, what your next steps are, and get his feedback. You cannot imagine how much it will help. Yeah.
really interesting. Thank you, Nadav. I 100% agree, and I a lot of these points I've learned the hard way too. With my intention when I got into AI too, took it even further, where I went, because my first startup went under because of client acquisition problems. I just went with client acquisition first, right? I didn't know exactly. I knew at first I was going to sell automation services, but I didn't know where it's going to land first. But I just knew I have to nail acquisition, right? Because that's going to result in a business, whatever business it's going to be. That's and I didn't want to fall in the same pitfall. And I think it's a pitfall for many people too. It's like they focus too much on the product building, etc. Well, most businesses, and I think in the future it will start to happen even more, will fail because you can have a fantastic product even, right, that solves a real business need. If you don't have distribution channels, it won't work.
Yeah.
How do you think AI will change sort of the landscape and will change SaaS building?
So I think AI, it's making everything simpler and faster, and it's going to continue in this direction. Things will become SaaS products will become easier to build. So easy that at some point, I believe large enterprises will just have one employee or one department that's whole purpose is to build SaaS products for them. They won't pay for outside services. They will just have their own product because you can just build things, you can build features with prompts. Now, existing SaaS products, the ones that will manage to survive, they'll be able to build new features on a daily basis. Maybe, you get a feedback from a client on the live chat, hey, I need this and that. Okay, give us 2 hours. Hey, that's it. We have it ready. Let us know what you think. Maybe at some point even clients will be able to build their own features with natural language, because this is the direction it goes. It sounds crazy now, but who thought that an AI can write to you 1,000 lines of code in 12 seconds 2 years ago? No one. 4 years ago, definitely no one. So yeah, I think it's going to become tougher. I think more and more companies are going to pop up. It's going to become easier to build SaaS products, and the competition is going to become harder. But something that will never change is people's ability to run businesses. And that's why I put much more emphasis on this part.
Yeah. And I think there will also be new opportunities, right? Because there are also lots of smaller niches that are not at the moment are underserved in the market, because traditionally it was too hard or too expensive to build a SaaS or a product for that small niche or specific use case, which now with AI, it becomes a lot cheaper and easier, and you can generate a lot more value inside of these products to actually serve these smaller niches. I know a guy, for example, in Germany who ran a marketing agency, right? And he basically noticed that a lot of these very small business owners, they can't afford an agency, right? A marketing agency, a paid marketing agency, for example. And he basically built a SaaS for them, which runs AI in the background, right? He has the data on what kind of ads actually work for those guys. And he basically has a really easy interface for these small business owners that have maybe 2 or 3 employees to create their own ad creatives and their ad copy, and to connect it to their Meta account or Google account. And it blew up, right? Because it was an underserved market, right? It was too expensive for those guys to have a marketing agency, but of course there was a need for them to also do ads and get more clients.
Yeah, absolutely. The easier it is to create products or to do things that was not possible in the past, the more niches, sub niches are opening for new markets are opening, and also new opportunities like voice cloning, conversational agents, AI content writing. Every time a new AI tool is released, a new AI department or subject is released, you can use it to build a new product that just didn't exist before, like VoiceDrop. VoiceDrop was couldn't exist 5 years ago. Just couldn't exist. There is no voice cloning, but now there is.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that's a beautiful time to live, that you have opportunities opening up on a daily basis. Every day there is something new.
Yeah, it's because on the internet you hear a lot, SaaS is dead, right? I think many people, I don't know what you think, but I think people talk about this sort of very large enterprise SaaS softwares that are very overpriced per user seats, because of course, as enterprises and companies can now build these solutions almost from scratch themselves, it doesn't justify the price tag anymore, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think SaaS is that, because some companies still get really good at solving a specific business need, and build all these features on top that, come from experience and data, where they'll just have an edge over any company trying to build that themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of democratizing the tech. Anyone
Yeah.
can build. You don't need a team of developers. You don't need huge amount of knowledge. You just need to have determination to know what you want.
Yeah. Let's take some questions.
Yeah.
Biso asked, hi Nadav, given your experience launching multiple AI-driven SaaS platforms, I'm curious about your thoughts on pricing strategy for consumer-facing tools with usage-based costs. Do you recommend starting with a limited free tier or trial to drive adoption, or is it better to go subscription only or pay as you go right from the start? Also, how do you handle usage spikes to stay profitable while keeping the service attractive to new users?
So that's a great question. I'll answer in a few levels. First of all, about the model, the trial or subscription. I'm not a big believer on freemium unless you like on a free version, unless you actually profit something from that. Let's say you get users' data. If you don't profit from the free version and you're able to get paying customers, focus on that, because putting out a free version, that's a huge workload. It's not really free. It actually costs you money, not only resources, also customer support, bug fixing. And I just don't want to deal with that. So I don't offer any free version. What I do offer is free trial. And what we did in VoiceDrop, we created a very unique model that actually creates 50% conversion rate from whoever starts a free trial to a paying customer with a $500 a month subscription. So you're going to get a business secret here. What we did there is that we created a free trial where you get $20 of free credits in your free trial, but you get charged after 7 days, or if you use more than $20 in free credits. And there is no free version. There is no free forever. Now you may say, okay, and what if people will cancel, or what if someone will sign up 5 times? So what we did, which is it doesn't really exist in the market, we are holding the amount of the subscription in the client's credit card account. So if this client is doing a $1,000 a month subscription, we are checking if he got this money in his account. If he doesn't, he cannot start a free trial. He needs to put in another credit card. Why? Because we know that if he doesn't, when he needs to pay, we won't be able to charge him anyway. So that way, people that are not serious, we're not onboarding them. And people who are serious, they know that they have to use the platform. They see the charge, and we explain to them that's a temporary charge, but they see, and it just brings much more serious clients. So for your question, I will advise at least for the early days to start with a free trial, maybe a short free trial, but not a free forever. Make sure you get money from clients. And if you're big and you have good infrastructure, you have good customer support, and you have some value to get from that, you can launch also a free forever. That's very limited, but yeah, not from day one. Now about your second question about usage. If it depends on the model. In VoiceDrop, for example, we charge for usage. So you have X amount of units you can use a month. And if you use more than that, we just charge you again, your monthly subscription, unless you turn it off, and then your campaigns will stop. If you're not working usage-based, you can just say, put limits. Hey, you're getting X amount a month. Or you can say you get unlimited, but you can put limits on the backend. With Articly, we said that clients are getting a limited amount of articles a month, but we did put a limit on 500. And for these few edge cases of clients that are actually reaching these limits and complain, we can just tell them, all right, yes, sorry, it's not for you, and give them their money back, or tell them, yeah, this is the maximum usage we allow, or maybe add a bit more, but we do put a hard limit to make sure we are always profitable. So that's how to do it. And one last point about that, how to build your pricing structure. Make sure you're earning at least 3 times from what you're paying for your infrastructure. So if one credit of X costs you 1 cent, make sure you charge at least 3 cents. It may sound a lot, but with time, you'll see that it gives you a lot of flexibility to give refunds to clients, to give more better service, to give different and cheaper packages for large clients. So at least 3 times.
Yeah, good point. Rod is asking, can you speak more on the difference between horizontal and vertical SaaS? Where should I lean towards?
I'm not sure what it means.
So vertical SaaS, right? It's a word that's now used a lot also with AI, right? It's like focused on a specific department from what I understand, right? It's like vertical SaaS, like sales, like 11x, for example, if you've seen it, right? And horizontal would be, I guess more broad for a niche, right? Or a CRM. It's
Got it. Like more, like for more general.
exactly.
Yeah, I would say be laser focused on one industry, one use case, solve one person's problem, oversolve it, make sure he will never have this problem again when he's using your software. And that's fine if his problem is not getting solved, but this person is getting his problem solved. Let's say, I don't know, marketing managers in CRM companies. If you have a good solution for these guys, and it's a very good solution, and you have a value to give there, and you have market validation, I would say focus on that and grow from there. VoiceDrop started as a marketing tool for real estate company owners, right? Then we grew to finance, we grew to politicians. Now we even have priests inviting people to their Sunday prayers using VoiceDrop. But when we started, we were focused on real estate because we knew we have value to give to this industry. And we even marketed it as a real estate solution. It's so much easier to start when you're just focused on one industry.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's what I recommend most people with automation services or an agency, or play to your strengths, to your domain expertise, because it's just going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
Lastly, Nadav, do you have an affiliate program for VoiceDrop?
Yes, I do. We give 10% of the monthly recurring revenue. And it may not sound too much, like these companies that are offering 30 or 40%, but remember that our clients are paying anywhere between $500 to $10,000 or $20,000 a month. 10% is a lot.
Amazing. And how can people get it?
So just reach to us in the live chat. Let me know you're from Ben's community, because we don't allow anyone to be our affiliate. Let us know that you're from Ben's community, and we will create an affiliate program account for you.
Amazing. Perfect. Yeah, I might. You can't give us a discount?
I can. Anyone that comes from Ben's community is also going to get 10% off. We didn't create the coupon code yet, but we did. I already told my team about that. So yeah, just let us know in the live chat that you're from this community, and you'll get a discount applied. Later on, probably I'll post it in your community, the exact code to use.
Amazing. Thank you. Any other questions, guys? I think we went through them. Thank you
Right.
so much, Nadav. Was really interesting, really insightful. We could talk probably for another 2 hours, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Have
for
another
sure.
half an hour. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, and thank you everyone for coming. If anyone wants to contact me, also my email is x@nadav.ai. Yeah, I got this domain. And if you need help with anything, feel free to reach me. I'm also very happy to help anyone that's my client. If you're my client in Prymatica or VoiceDrop, I usually, because I'm pretty busy these days, but if you do need mentoring or anything like that, feel free to reach me, and I'll be happy to explain to you anything you need.
Amazing.
Yeah, and really thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Nadav. Last question I see, is VoiceDrop available in anywhere in the world? In the EU?
Currently it's only available in the US. Technically, it can work everywhere. We just focused on the US, as I told you, to be very accurate with your market. If you have a large client in another country, I can open it for you for that country. We can do that. We just don't do it. We just open in Australia, but yeah, and we do it manually per client per requirement.
Perfect. All right. Cool. Let's wrap it up. Thank you so much, Nadav. And thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you, guys.